Welcome back to the Creative Saints podcast. I'm Josh.
I'm Victoria.
And today we are celebrating
Ready, set, go.
Episode 10.
Woo! Didn't you tell me the other day that most podcasts don't make it this far?
Most podcasts, statistically, don't go past episode 3.
I feel that though. I totally get why that would be the case.
I mean, yeah, consistency is the most important thing, and doing it, releasing at the same time every week, putting it out there, having the socials, have all of that.
We probably need to up our social game.
We do need to up our social game.
But please go follow us and like and subscribe.
Like, follow, share, subscribe. Tell all your creative friends. I think that's more important. Follows and shares and likes, those are all great.
Yeah.
But getting this message of these things happen to all of us out to more people. You're not alone. You're not isolated. That honestly is the underlying whole purpose of why we keep coming back every week, and you special people keep listening every week, which it's honestly kind of mind-blowing that people want to listen to us talk.
I have had a lot of fun in the 10 episodes that we've done.
We've only done 9.
We are recording our 10th.
With coffee today.
And the sun is shining, so it's a lovely day. I feel like we've learned a lot just in this short time, and I know that we're going to learn more. Mm-hmm. We've upped some of our
production value.
Let us know if you actually heard the difference, because we did get better mics, so we're one step at a time. We're getting there.
Yeah. You kind of don't, I think it's like any business though, you don't want to jump in and throw $10,000 at equipment when you don't even know if you're going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Or if it's worth doing. But thankfully, we are blessed enough that there are enough people who listen to this that it makes sense to keep going, because it's not just out into the abyss of the internet. Mm-hmm.
I get why people would stop at 3 episodes though. It's a lot of planning. It requires work from you, and so it's another job that
it is another job. I kind of honestly
doesn't get a revenue yet.
I don't know. I think I might quit everything else and just do podcasting. I enjoy it.
Okay, don't tempt me with a good time, because I
podcasts 2 and 3 coming soon.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So today's gonna be fun. So
different. If
you think we're too serious, this is the episode for you, because we are just gonna have fun. We have something to celebrate, so we're going to do that.
And I think there will be some nuggets of wisdom of what we've learned along our journey of life, business, design, creative, Jesus, marriage, parent, like all of that. But some of it's going to be really silly.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Let's do it.
All right.
Well, we didn't really tell them what we're going to do.
Okay, so we are going to just kind of rapid fire question each other. I have a list of questions.
And I have a list.
And we haven't seen each other's list. So we're going to ask each other some questions that may or may not be work related. They may just be fun, and see what comes of it.
Can I ask the first question?
Okay, go for it.
No, I'm just kidding. But I kind of feel like I should talk in a radio voice all the time.
Like a game show host.
Come
on down.
Would you listen more, or should I talk in my normal voice? All right. You shoot with the first question.
Oh my goodness. Okay, pressure. Let me see what I think is... Okay, this is a good one. Do you have a creative pet peeve?
Yes. Biggest pet peeve comes down to, well, it's kind of twofold.
Okay.
I'm going to throw it out there because I think it's relatable. So if I look at a design and there are more than 2 fonts, sometimes 3 is fine. If there are more than 2 or 3 fonts, what the heck are you thinking? And also using negative space so poorly. Balance, guys.
All right. Well, I'm not the designer here, so that is...
Those are the pet peeve.
Okay. You got really passionate really quick.
You at pet peeve.
All right.
My question.
Okay.
What is one project that you will never forget, and do you wish that you could erase it from history?
Oh my gosh. This might be.
We're not gonna name
No,
names.
we're not. Okay, actually, can I say a name? Or did you sign an NDA for those 2 a.m. phone calls?
I think the
The
years
time
of
period.
disclosure. How many years ago was that?
I'm just gonna say it. You ready? TikTok. You got to do a small project with TikTok and we worked on it and whatever. And it was the worst. Oh my word. It
It
was
sucked
and
life.
they were nice, but like the project itself was just it was terrible timing. I want to say we had a newborn.
No, no, we didn't.
Oh, well,
Oh,
it feels like we did.
oh no, I think we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you were taking calls at 2 a.m., at 5 a.m., and all through the night because there were time zone differences. And oh my gosh, it just was wild. So, and it didn't like nothing came of it,
Mm-mm.
you know? And when you work on something like that,
I
or
think
when
I
you
got some
have,
ulcers.
yeah.
I just looked up. We are allowed to release that because it's a 3 year.
Okay, perfect. So TikTok was the worst because when you work on something as high profile as something like that, oh my gosh, look at who I get to work with. What's going to come of this? What kind of like relationships are going to come from this? What kind of work relationships, that kind of stuff. Like nothing came of it at all. It was just like a one and done thing. And it
Corporate
just
America number
sucked the life out of us for like what?
9 weeks.
I was going to say 2 months. Yeah.
9 weeks.
It,
9 hellish weeks.
it was the worst. That would be the one thing that no, it wasn't
She's
worth it.
she's not being dramatic. There were 2 a.m. phone calls because of time differences and deadlines that were 5 a.m. because of time differences. They called you from the other side of the world. It's 2 a.m.
You have to
and you
answer.
have to have something completed by 5 a.m. That's an hour ahead of you. So you're just battling
Hmm.
impossible time.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's not.
You asked the question.
I know. I didn't want to keep.
That was the worst. Okay. So moving on. Weirdest place you've ever gotten inspiration.
Ooh. Hotel bathroom, downtown Nashville.
Oh my God.
Some of
I,
those
I just had a feeling it was going to be a bathroom.
some of the tile design
Hmm.
in those bathrooms of bougie hotels downtown Nashville is just incredible. And
Yeah.
then they add in these lines of like gold in the grout, and the grout is like stark black. And it's just
Okay.
sneak into a hotel downtown Nashville and check out the bathrooms, guys.
Actually, I do highly recommend that. They're usually really pretty.
There's also a few restaurants in the Gulch in
Yeah.
Nashville that the bathrooms are just
I
banging.
feel like if you look up Nashville, half the pictures on Instagram that come up are people taking bathroom selfies.
Yeah.
They are really pretty.
There's a specific restaurant I was trying to think about that the walkway to the bathroom and the bathroom is just incredible.
Um,
I'm guaranteeing it's not there anymore, but Perch.
oh yeah. I don't know
Was it,
if that's there
wait, was
anymore.
it Perch?
I don't know.
They had the crab legs and all of the delicious
Oh, no, it's something else now.
yeah.
It's
Anyways,
anyways,
it's
it
not
got
there.
bought out like
Yeah.
everything else in Nashville. All right.
All
Is it
right.
your turn or my turn?
Next question. What is the worst advice you ever got about work?
Oh my gosh. I don't know if I'm going to be really honest. The first thing that came to mind was that I don't know if I've ever gotten advice about work. Like
Oh, well, let me go
for
to another question.
no, I mean, but actually, um, because you're kind of the spearheader of all of what we do. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I think in general, working for like corporate America, banks and
Yeah.
things like that, I mean, people just want you to like buy in and sell your soul to their corporation. So that
I
I
don't
don't
think that's
love.
advice. I think that's conditioning.
Yeah.
Let me ask a
It's just
different question because
cult
this goes
behavior.
better.
I think you get more advice about what we currently do than I do.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
What's something you used to chase hard, but now you have peace about letting go?
Ooh,
Oh,
I'm off the top of my head, rapid fire. Money.
yeah.
Easy. I I used to get so stressed out about I mean, I just said it. Like TikTok should have paid more or
Mm-hmm.
like, whatever. In my own life, I think even I really thought that I would be a part of corporate America and like I would look at high-rise buildings and like dream of having an office in
Yeah.
one of those buildings someday. And the idea that like it would be so elite and like pay really well and then starting our own business, there's this like entrepreneurial dream, right? Of like being your own boss and like making your own money and all of that kind of stuff. And when it doesn't go that way, you find I would find myself kind of chasing after that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care who you have to work for.
Right.
I don't care if it's miserable. Um
Make that
get
money.
Yeah. And so but now it's not worth it.
No.
Easy. I'm letting go of that because the life we're living is like so peaceful that I don't really care.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the practical, you
I
have to
mean,
make money, but I'm not
you have to work
chasing.
hard to make money.
Yeah, like I wouldn't say that I'm chasing that anymore.
Those are givens. Like,
Yeah.
not really.
Got a phone bill to pay every month, got a car payment every month. But I'm not chasing it. Okay, we'll pay your bills. Great.
Are you saying that you want to move to rural nowhere and live off grid?
We're really close.
Oh, wait, that's right.
We're pretty close.
All right, your turn.
Okay.
This is fun. I like this.
What is your dream collaboration?
Ooh, okay. I think my dream collaboration would be to do a full temporary rebrand of one of the big fashion companies.
Name one. What's the first one that popped in your head?
Kith.
Oh, yeah. I mean, is that every designer's
I think
dream?
that might be. The elegance, the classic style that you can merge with urban trends and forward trends, the fashion world with grunge, but the editorial that goes with it, the marketing, just the entire thing. If there was one thing to chase after, it would be to do a collab with Kith, and it's something that is actually on my radar of I want to do this.
Who can you
and who
with?
Can I connect with to get that? So anybody got the hookup? Damn me. But I think there are a lot of brands like that could be cool to take, but they have to, these big design companies, Nike used to do some really cool stuff. Their stuff is also mediocre anymore because it's the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
But Kith does something that's the same in this classic style, and they do it in a different way all the time, and it always has such class that just oozes from it.
Probably because they have James Bond modeling for them.
Yeah, but they use didn't Bill Murray do
and Jerry Seinfeld?
I mean, Stanley Tucci, just that kind of.
Clearly
I don't think he did a thing with them, but I think he did Burberry. But the ability to be in the creative process with that, I don't want to just design. I don't want to just like do one. I want to be submerged and I want to disappear for 3 months and work on a campaign with them.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. All right.
Okay, so that was a fun question.
Yeah.
I should ask you a fun question. What is your least favorite trend in the creative world right now?
Oh my gosh. I think
you bring up things all the time, so I was like, I gotta ask this one.
I think it's those squiggly bubble letters that everyone's doing. It reminds me
the Taylor Swift era crap.
That might be it. I honestly don't know if that's what it is. If you get on Pinterest or whatever, it's like they're like bubble letters, but they're not straight lines.
They're squished.
And I have seen it work for like maybe some really feminine, like crafty style stuff. I don't like it. It reminds me of being in 3rd grade and just like drawing people's names in bubble letters. I can't stand it, honestly. And there's sometimes where I see it and I'm like, oh, okay, like that worked. But generally, I would say that's my least favorite thing that's happening right now.
We had a client beg for that font to be used. And I had to use it. And it was painful.
I just don't love it. And I think it's going to be really quick, like in and out trend.
It's been lingering since Taylor Swift was on tour.
Okay, well,
it needs to go bye-bye. And they put the worst colors with it.
I'm kind of over some of the color trends that are happening maybe for the last year. But man, those
what don't you like about the color trends that are going on the last year? Let's stick here for a second.
I think I'm over it. I think the reds and pinks and the blues that are
Mhm.
always together all the
Yeah.
time, bows and cherries
Mhm.
and gingham and all. I like it. Don't get me wrong. Like I actually really do like
On
it,
children.
but I kind of want to decorate our girl's room
Yeah,
like that. I don't want
not
every
grown-ups.
graphic that's being made to mimic it. And anyways, I'm on Pinterest too much, but I'm just it's still everywhere and I'm over it. Yeah.
Let us know. Do you guys get on Pinterest
No.
and do inspiration? It's new for
Okay.
me though. People have used it for years and I haven't done it. I've gotten into it recently and I dig it.
Well, I have boards that date back a millennia.
That date back.
Okay, what is a creative risk that you've taken that really paid off?
This.
Mm, that's a good answer, babe.
I think this was a big risk.
Yeah.
This was vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
This was uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I like to be the behind the scenes. I like to be the nobody knows that I did it and it just looks good.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. But I feel like I'm getting used to being on microphone and being on camera. And that is something that has stretched me this year
Mm-hmm.
that I think is pretty dope.
Yeah.
And it felt like a huge risk because we did not have the capacity to start this.
Nope.
We prayed a lot for
Yeah.
the capacity to be able to do this. And well, last week we were recording and editing until release time.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so worth it. And so the risk I feel like is already paying off. And
Yeah.
there are people who have reached out and said, I needed that.
Yeah.
Even more than just conversation you had this morning. There's more people who have said, I feel that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is my story. That is similar to my story.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in that situation. That really encouraged me that it's not me doing this the wrong way.
Yeah.
See, we're going a little serious. There have been people who have said it's encouraging to know that I'm not doing this the hard-headed way. This is just kind of the way this goes.
And I'm not alone. I
Yeah.
think, and that's the whole point.
Yeah.
You know?
You're not isolated. You're not alone.
Yeah.
And there are people who want to rock with you and talk about the hard times, the good times,
Mm-hmm.
and all of the in between.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go to a two-part question.
Okay.
What is your favorite food right now?
First thing that popped in my head is a chocolate pistachio croissant from Canal.
Not what I thought you would say.
Oh, but also we're on a big Korean kick right now. So, I mean, if we're talking dinner, I want some kimchi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that the two-part?
No, that's not the two-part.
Oh, okay.
What is a food that you pretend to like, but you actually deep down hate it?
Oh my goodness. Okay, you know that there's not many things that
No.
I don't like.
I actually don't know the answer to this one, so I was like, this is a risky, there could be nothing, but I feel like there is something.
There is actually something. So I'm big into like getting my protein in, making sure that, I come back from the gym and I'm eating protein, whatever. Yogurt. I know I need to eat it. It's a good, quick, easy thing. I really try and make my kids eat it, but I don't like it really. I don't really enjoy it. I like dips and sauces and I like cooking with it and I like making bread with it and all of that. But to sit and eat a spoonful of yogurt, it's just not my thing.
Well, when you say it like that, that's disgusting. You got to put like maple syrup and cinnamon and fruit and
it doesn't help it for me. It doesn't make it better.
Salt.
Yeah, good.
Little Moldon.
Okay, chef. I think that's the thing, but I really try to not say that because I want the girls to eat it.
But they do like it.
They do like it.
I honestly thought that you would say banana because of post gym.
No, I don't pretend. I don't like it.
Don't like them.
No.
Okay. Well.
Okay, my turn.
Yep.
This is a fun one. If your creativity were a movie genre, what would it be? I have an answer for you if you can't think of one.
If you said music genre, I could tell you.
Okay, do that next, but I need you to think of a movie genre.
A movie genre. Okay.
I'm more of the film buff in the family. So.
Okay, I think I'm going to say this.
I'm going to have to cut out so much dead air.
The thing that comes to mind, because of thinking of some of the funny serious, like all around movies.
Yeah.
I won't name names because I'm not going to be judged, but I would say rom-coms, but like not not You've Got Mail, though I do enjoy watching You've Got Mail with you. But I'm thinking like some of the ones with dudes in it that maybe are a little more on the
I
you
have
shouldn't
a
share this.
movie genre for you.
Okay.
Maybe I just am more familiar with what movie genres are. I think it would be John Hughes.
Dang it. That's
I can't believe you didn't
that's
say
perfect.
that.
I love Breakfast Club and Ferris Bueller. If I can't go to sleep, I put those movies on, and Chef, that
Yeah,
awkward moment. I was saying a few movies, but
yeah.
you know,
I think
you're
John Hughes would
so
be a good one
oh
for you.
man.
Okay, so let's just make it a two-parter. What about your music genre? What would you classify your creativity if you had to classify it as a music genre?
Post-core worship.
Okay, I don't even know what that is. I think
I just made that up.
Music you put on when I walk out of the room.
So it's a cross between worship and because I try and be intentional in design and inspired, and a lot of times we are working with churches, but also Christian hardcore. I freaking love it.
Yeah,
No Treaty, August Burns Red, Fit for a King, Wolves of the Gate. Just let's go.
It's those music genres that make me really thankful for AirPods.
Coffee and some hardcore, and my day is going.
Yep. All right.
Okay. Well, that was my next song. So we'll go to, or my next thing. Which cartoon character perfectly represents you?
I wish y'all could see my face right now. What are you even saying?
I pulled
Chili from Bluey.
Dang.
That's who I am.
Cut and
Mom
dry.
of two girls. Little sarcasm.
Little? I love it.
A little spicy, but very sweet. Yeah, I'm chilly.
I was really always right. The mom is always right. They go to the pool and they're like, we don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need this. And then she shows up with it.
I'm always right, but you can.
I said it here. Okay. I thought that was going to be a, you got to think about it, but you rocked that.
I'm really trying to do the rapid fire thing. Whatever pops in my head, I'm going to say it.
Clearly, I'm not as good as
that. Okay, here's one for the people. Early bird or night owl?
Oh, screw the morning. Give me the night. Though, as I progress in days.
Just say it. Age.
Now that I've hit 40, man, getting up and like having so much accomplished by 9 a.m. is like, let's go. I get 3 days in one. Yeah. But admittedly, I don't like the morning. I would stay in bed till 7:30, 8 o'clock every day if I could.
That's not very late.
Well, I don't want to like waste the day.
Yeah. I don't know.
If I could sleep till 8 o'clock every day, I would be a happy camper. But I mean, we stayed up till like 1:30 last week and it took me 5 days to recover. So maybe
I think you're shifting.
Maybe, I don't know. What is your guilty pleasure TV show?
That's on my list.
When you need to turn your brain off.
I literally was just reading it.
And does it actually turn your brain off or does it make you stupid?
I have one. I know exactly what my answer is. And I know how much you hate it. It's Kardashians.
Oh, Jesus.
That's my...
Saying a prayer real quick.
I don't know why. I literally think it's so funny. I don't relate to anything. I don't even actually like or enjoy these people, but I would say that it's my guilty pleasure TV
Does it
show.
actually turn your brain off?
Yeah, it's so mindless. Like they're living this life that is so unattainable, unrealistic. Like I know it's their reality, whatever. I think they're fine people, but it is my guilty.
Think so?
I'm not here to judge. It is definitely my guilty pleasure TV show. I don't watch it for a long time, and then I'll like catch up. So I watched like 3 episodes the other day and finished the season. So I won't be watching it for a long time now until another season comes out.
This is where I'm thankful for AirPods. Listen, we love Jesus, but sometimes
we're human. I don't know.
Sometimes something is funny or mindless or whatever.
Okay, is it my turn?
It is your turn.
Let's see. Are you a messy creative or a neat creative?
It depends on the day. Sometimes my art boards look like, what the heck happened here?
We were doing something yesterday and I got a little stressed out when I looked over at your screen. I was like, I don't know what anything is right now.
I've never done that before. I know what you're talking about. There are 11 logos being created in one file in Illustrator, which
Well,
I don't
in
do.
all fairness, you're just brain dumping.
It is hardcore brain dumping, and I mean, I am putting text, drawing text, importing hand drawn files and image tracing, cutting them up. It is like it is the epitome of chopped and screwed
You
Houston
actually
style.
you actually exported one last week, and it had a lot like a weird side line on it, and I was like, "What is going on right now?" And you're like, "Okay, let me go see what happened." And so you go to open it up, and it was just a massacre on your screen of all of these logos,
Mhm.
and one happened to be layered
Yeah.
on what you exported, and so you're like, I've never worked like this before."
I also have been drawing on top of drawing. I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel like that's a little bit of like there's so much in my brain sometimes.
Yeah.
I just need to get it out, and I do love graffiti style, and I love that like industrial feel.
Yeah.
And so I think sometimes I can imagine layering things over and drawing on top of,
Mhm.
but a lot of times I like things clean. Do I name my layers? Only if it's a template I'm creating. I'll name them one time and then they export and it's beautiful. But that's really for other people's.
Yeah.
For me, nobody names their layers. Come on, if we're being honest with ourselves, we don't do that.
I don't even know what you're talking about. So,
Okay.
all right.
What is a hobby that you would pick up if time, money, and resources were not a factor?
A hobby?
A hobby.
Um,
Our hobbies are kind of different than most people's hobbies, I think.
well, I think easy sewing. I wish I had more time to
Yeah.
do that. And fabric is really expensive. And so to buy fabric
Mhm.
that I may or may not like or
Yeah.
I like just to practice on feels like a waste of money.
Yeah.
But easy sewing. I wish that I could sew my own clothes. I wish that I could sew the girls' clothes. We have this gorgeous sewing machine.
We are not Amish.
What does that have to do with anything?
Don't they sew their clothes?
Sure, but
No
I'm not
disrespect to the
saying that I
Amish.
would dress Amish. I
I,
want to sew cool stuff.
yeah.
I
You said you want to sew your clothes and the girls' clothes.
yeah, I wish that I could make our clothes.
I get that, but I think that comes across as a little Amish.
Well, 10 minutes ago you said that we should move off the grid. So who's more Amish, you or I?
I just like quiet. I want to go sit in the backyard and drink a cup of tea, and apparently I'm an old person now.
And get up early.
I get up early and listen to hardcore.
All right. Sewing. That's my hobby. That's
Okay.
what I would, if I had all the time and all the money to buy all the fabric and all the patterns, that's what I would do. I made some aprons.
Yeah.
I can do it. I just don't have time. Is it my turn?
It is your turn. Dun dun dun.
Let's see. One word that you hope describes you 10 years from now.
Authentic.
Oh, that was so nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that probably describes you now, but let's hope it.
But I don't want that to ever be lost.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Things are moving fast and things are growing, and I don't want that to ever go away. I want our daughters to always think that daddy's authentic.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
All right.
Wow, that was
fast.
I'll start crying now. If you were stranded on a desert island and only could bring one thing.
One thing?
One thing. What is the thing you could not live without? And you can't say a person.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. I don't know.
A Game Boy to play Tetris forever?
No. I guess my initial thought was a book. And then I was like, well, should I go spiritual and say the Bible? But I think it would just be a book, I guess.
Well, you could take a Bible and do footsteps in the sand.
Or like wow, okay. That's a little much. And then I would kind of want to say like a notepad and pen, but then that's two things. So I think a book. I'll stick with my OG.
A book?
Yeah.
What happens when you finish with the book?
I don't know. Use it as firewood?
What happens when the fire burns?
I have no other answer for you.
Okay.
You can't ask me a question and then analyze my answers.
Well, it's ask a question, then 20 questions.
Oh my gosh. Okay, you ready? Ooh, let's see. If you could instantly master one art form that you've never tried before, what would it be?
Ooh, photography.
Yeah.
I think there's just so much, as this is not spiritual, this is really just aesthetic and like mentally. And I am really fascinated by editorial style right now. But I would love to master photography, to be able to take shots that you don't need Photoshop for. You don't need to correct. You don't need to blur. You don't need to grain. You could just manually do it like people used to do it, where you, and there was a trend a few years ago where people were putting like stones, or like not stones, but like glasses with different facets on them in front of a camera to get different, like, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the natural beauty that's out there in a beautiful blue sky day with bright white clouds and city buildings or tree,
Before
whatever.
Instagram filters.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Why do we got to use filters and everything? But just the natural beauty that the photographers who are incredible can take. And I met a super dope photographer last week.
Oh yeah.
That he does pretty clean, authentic shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a good answer.
What is one thing that you wish that more clients understood about creatives, the creative process, etc.?
Oh my goodness. Let's see. One thing I wish clients understood.
Yeah. Or the general population.
I think it would have something to do with like the timing of it all. Like maybe the time that it actually takes to create something.
Yeah.
There are and that kind of bleeds into like the money that it's worth when you create something. I think that people just assume that you can crank out a logo, and because you can do it fast, then it shouldn't cost as much because it didn't take as long. And
value.
When it's exactly the opposite. Like, yeah, maybe I wish people saw more of the value in it.
Understood the value.
Yeah. Because the fact that it doesn't take you that long is because you've been doing it for so long and you are an expert. Like, so I don't know. I think that's probably it. I think that there are some clients that come and they like really are so appreciative and they really get it and they're willing to pay for it and they like see the value. But then I would unfortunately say more often than not, people don't really see the value in having something curated for them, because that's what you're doing when you're designing for a client. You're curating something for them that speaks to them, that speaks to their audience. So I think it would have something to do with value for sure. Yeah. Okay. You ready? This is a fun one.
Yes.
What is a creative trend you wish would make a comeback?
I wish that 3D, hear me out, would come back and not be this auto-generated thing. I wish 3D would come back. In what I mean by that is the text that goes in an orbit around a sphere.
Yeah.
That doesn't have a sphere. It doesn't have this cheesy shape with it, but it's utilized as a flat element that gives the appearance of 3D, but is actually artistic and not this cheesy crap that you can auto-generate online.
Yeah.
That can be used in editorial. It can be used in, not logos, but it can be used in like promoting things. And I think that was an incredible thing that tried to make a comeback a couple years ago. And then all of these platforms started bringing with all of these elements in there. And we all know all the platforms that you can pull these auto GIFs from. And so those things came out and they overtook the beauty that could have been in there.
Yeah. And people's natural ability. Like, and
now I don't know that people can actually see the dimension without the actual shape there, because it came here. So you lose that perception that an artist can create.
Yeah.
In as a graphic designer, I don't consider myself an artist most of the time, but sometimes you use an artistic approach to do something like that to create some depth, some dimension. And I fear that people can't see that anymore because it's been skewed by, oh, it's this, and now that appears cheesy, and so the trend probably wouldn't work again.
Yeah, I think that kind of bleeds into the conversation of value, because there was a time when you had to go to a person to accomplish that, and you had to use their artistic voice and ability to get that result. And now, yeah, you're right. You can just tell a platform to do it for you or use their stock, and it's done.
It's there.
And it's cheesy most of the time. I mean, there are places that do it great, but it does take away from people.
Imagination.
Yeah.
We've really lost a lot of imagination.
I agree.
With this auto fast. Anyways. All right.
Okay.
What is your personal theme song when you're in full beast mode? The first song pops in your head.
Oh my gosh.
I'm getting stuff done and I'm going to Spotify and putting this song on.
It's not a song, it's a genre.
Okay.
It's emo, punk,
Yeah.
like hardcore. And if I'm being honest, the first
What'd you just say?
Okay, no, not hardcore in the way that you are. My version of hardcore is not the same as yours. Mine is emo and punk. The first song that popped in my head, I'm not going to sing the whole thing because I can't. People, don't judge me. This is the song that popped in my head. I chimed in with the haven't you people. But that's,
yeah. It's kind of like an anthem for a generation.
It is. And
it's so catchy.
If I really want, and my kids aren't around, and I really want to get something done, it's gonna be in that vein. Yeah.
I have to skip that song.
I know. That's what
it pulls me in.
I know. I'm not trying to say those words, but it is the song that popped in my head.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
All right. It's my turn to ask a question. I put my questions down. Have you ready? Oh, don't time me. Have you ever had a creative idea that was too wild to pursue? And what was it?
Yes. Oh my goodness. Do you remember this guy wanted a logo that I mean, I don't know. When I think about what this guy wanted, I have a song, a band that comes to mind every time I think of him because his wants, his budget, his mindset, everything were so just out in outer space. It made no sense.
So you're saying his creative idea was too wild?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, was this my creative idea?
Yeah, but now you have to finish your story.
Well, I'll say I have had some wild ideas. This guy just wanted other dimensionally created something.
He wanted you to step into the heavens and come back with
I don't know. What is the superhero movies that the jumping dimensions and all that?
Are you talking about Marvel?
Marvel.
Calm down.
That's what this guy wanted me to do. He wanted me to jump through. I was thinking of Spider-Man where there's like all of them. I don't. The multiverse. That's what this bro. I don't really like superhero movies or Star Wars. So if you guys think that's whatever,
but you love your wife, so you'll watch.
But I love my wife, so I will watch superhero movies with her. We tried Star Wars and that, guys. What are you thinking?
Don't isolate our audience, please.
We all have our opinions. You can judge me freely. I'm fine. But this guy wanted me to jump through the multiverse 98 times and create something that just didn't fit. And he was like, oh, by the way, I want you to do this for $150.
Yeah.
I don't remember what his budget was. So he wanted such insane things. But every time that I think of this project, I have to laugh about it because it's been so long. This was early on in running a business. You'll learn a lot along the ways. But the band, The Darkness. I believe in a thing called... That video.
Oh my gosh.
That
Are
video.
There aliens for that video?
Song, yeah. I feel like that dude was just chilling in that world. And that's where he lives.
Oh my gosh. Okay. This was so not the question I was asking.
But okay. This is funny.
This is funny. But you can't keep crapping on past client. Okay.
I mean, it's not crapping on.
I had to tell him.
I had to tell him I can't deliver what you want.
Yeah.
And
I feel like that happened one other time with someone I'm thinking of.
Yes.
Okay. People get weird in what they expect from a designer. I'm like, you draw that. What are you even talking about?
Some things don't. I want an elephant camel mixed riding through the jungle on Mars. Like, what?
Okay.
Okay.
That probably exists somewhere on Pinterest. It probably does. Be honest. Okay.
ChatGPT.
I'm going to re-ask you this question and I need you to answer it the right way.
Okay.
Okay. What is a creative idea that you've had, a dream or idea of yours that was too wild to pursue?
Okay. So I'm sure that someone can probably do this. I might be able to do this, but during COVID in 2020, we had a lot of free time. We all had a lot of free time. I decided to take up motion graphics. I feel
like we have gone so far off the rails. Okay, go for it.
I think this is entertaining content.
I hope
and if it's not, people can listen next week.
It's entertaining me.
During 2020, there was a lot of free time. So on a Saturday afternoon, I got my laptop and said, I'm going to download After Effects and I'm going to learn how to do motion graphics.
Mm-hmm.
In my head, I was going to, from the beginning, because, why not? I've been an illustrator in Photoshop, InDesign, Audition. Like, why not? I can do videos and Premiere. I can do all this. After Effects was the redheaded stepchild nobody wants to play with. So I tried to make this scrolling wall, but I wanted it to be like these like words that were scrolling, but I wanted like some of them to spin to like break up the text. And then I wanted to give this glass effect. So this came from like some ideas that I had seen of people creating.
Did this come from your past client from
No,
the
this did not.
multiverse?
I was influenced by him. No, I'm just kidding. So I had seen a couple of these different things done in like different designs that motion graphic artists had made. And I was like, I'll just combine them and put them together. And not as a newbie, not in my skill set, not in, I mean, my laptop was like, screw you, bro. I'm not doing this. I thought it was going to catch fire. But the idea was just like, I probably spent 20 hours trying to make this happen and it didn't happen.
So no crazy motion graphics.
No, so I do minor motion graphics now.
Yeah. Maybe when you get a new computer that you're not afraid of catching on fire.
I would never try that idea now because it's not landed in reality.
It's landed in the multiverse.
Okay.
Wow, that was a deep dive.
Okay, this one's gonna be fun.
Okay.
What is this project might make me lose my salvation?
Oh my gosh.
Red flag.
Oh.
When we're being pitched and a client wants something done, or a potential client.
All right.
What is your red flag
we're only on the pitch and I'm like, nope.
No, like instantly,
I think if they're overly spiritual, like people that think that the Lord himself came down to earth and spoke this to them, they're going to change the world with their business idea, their design idea. The world is going to experience revival because of them. That's usually kind of a red flag for me because there has to be some humility in this process.
Do you remember the coffee mug design?
That's the one I was talking about a minute ago.
The Lord, I think if I remember this has been a long, long time ago. The Lord touched him in his dream and put this idea in his head.
Yeah.
For a coffee mug.
Yes. Things happen. You wake up and you have a dream of a design and you have to create it. I'm not saying that God doesn't speak to people, okay? Let me be very clear.
The Lord did not touch his finger to your head and give you this idea in your sleep.
What is that? Painting? Is it Da Vinci? The hand of God or something where anyways, I don't know what it's called.
I thought you were referencing E.T. Phone Home.
With my finger in the air. Okay, anyways. Hold on. Let's just be real for a second. I don't want people to listen to this and be whatever. There's just like God does do this, okay?
Right.
We talk about God all the time.
Right.
We talk about how God gives us dreams and visions. It's biblical. It happens, okay? But you have to land in reality a little bit in order to reach people. And when people are just sitting on this cloud in the heavenlies with their plans for what God is going to do through them.
Yeah.
And there's no basis in reality.
Right.
I can't. I usually leave those conversations going, I don't see a way for us to work with this person. Because I hope the Lord does through them everything they think is going to happen, but I'm not sure that we have a part to play in that.
We're not the right partnership.
Yeah. So that's we're laughing. I don't want us to sound harsh in any way. Again, God works through people in all ways, but in a business venture,
right,
that can be very hard. If we're talking soul ministry
and
we're trying to make something happen for the Lord, cool.
Right.
Let's go. Get on fire. But if we're talking business, I've got to have some reality.
Right.
And
I don't think that part of the thing of building community and having this and being relatable is there are some wild things that are going to happen and come
Yeah.
along the way. You're not alone.
Yeah.
This hasn't happened just one time. This
Mhm.
will happen. Christian creatives, Christian spaces, Christian creating design partnerships, all of those things. It can get a little weird
Yeah,
sometimes,
it can.
and you have to have discernment as a business owner to do this, but we're never making fun of anybody. There are situations that have we've learned lessons, and
Mhm.
it's directed us in different areas.
Yeah.
So we're never making fun of people, but you are going to experience, if you go down the path of entrepreneurship as a Christian and dealing with other Christian business owners, sometimes there's some weird requests, and we
Yeah.
got to laugh about things.
Yeah, sometimes people want to take a direct like reference from scripture and make a design from it and you're like, "Yeah, great, but like a Bible that has flames coming out of it with a cross at the bottom and a fish at the other side, like that's not a good design." So I think that you need to interpret that for your life however you need to interpret it, but like it's not your logo. And so
I bet a
those are
tattoo
just the
artist could do
things.
that pretty sick.
You want a fish and a fire and a Bible and a cross?
I don't want that, but I bet a tattoo artist can make that look dope.
No, I think they absolutely could. And I'm sure that there are some that have.
Let's do a couple more questions.
Okay,
2 more each.
2 more each.
Fast.
Okay, I have my last one. So let me. Okay, hold on. Um, is it my turn?
I don't know whose turn it is. Just
Okay,
go.
I'm gonna go. What is a piece of art or content that changed your perspective recently?
I've seen some random album art lately that I don't have any specifics,
Yeah.
but I opened Spotify and I'm starting to see artistic vision
Mm-hmm.
come in things, and some of that's probably AI generated. So if I looked closer, I wouldn't dig it. But I like that there's some creativity in
Mm-hmm.
album art again. Actually, Citizens, it's a Christian band. Their new album
Mm-hmm.
art, I don't even know. I haven't looked close enough. I just saw it kind of in passing while I was listening. But they're like on this photo stage, but they
Mm-hmm.
all have TVs or boxes or something on their head, and it's very bright
Oh
and
yeah.
poppy. It's like 2010, like pop electronic kind of vibes.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that stupid word, but it just has a fun. I feel like people are getting creative in every bit, and I've been
Yeah.
contacted by 2 artists lately to work on projects. One has a t-shirt design that we did, and it's in that artistic vein
Yeah.
of people are really seeing value in that
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. I agree. I think the album art is definitely upped its game again.
Mhm.
People aren't just doing text on a gradient
Right.
background like they were. So I think that it's kind of reminiscent of the 90s
Yeah.
when album covers were really
Yeah.
cool. That's
That
definitely
right
coming
there
back again. I know
is
I pulled it up to look at
that
it.
is so
Go look at
90s.
Citizens album cover. That's really cool. I
What
like
is
it.
Living is Proof is the
Yeah.
album art. Okay. More important in life. Ready? Wi-Fi or caffeine?
Oh, caffeine. Take the internet away. I mean, I know that everything we do goes away with it, but like life just becomes more simple. Give me a good cup of coffee, good cup of tea, and take me outside on a walk. I'm chill. Easy.
I had a
Easy
feeling that'd be
answer. Yeah.
it's a hard one for me.
Because you love what you do, right?
I don't know.
Okay, I have my last question.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
We're gonna end on a podcast note.
Okay.
What is one thing that you really hope for the next 10 episodes?
Guys, I'm really bought into this podcast. I'm really bought into helping people.
Yeah.
And I want
Am I
this.
going to make you cry?
I think so. I know how hard it's been.
Yeah.
Wow, this has been fun until now.
Oh. We can't end on a downer.
It's not a downer though. This has been hard.
Mm-hmm.
The last 7 years have been so hard.
Mm-hmm. Babe.
The last 7 years have been so hard.
Mm-hmm.
And even having creative community and having people, it's been hard to navigate because I'm learning as we are doing this podcast, and I'm learning as we talk to people, the community is there, but it's a take community. I don't want to partner with people to get new clients.
Yeah.
I don't really care about that. I care about people and helping other people to do what we do in various mediums, not just in graphic design. I care so deeply about helping people to not feel alone, not feel isolated, to, hey, you're going to go through this and here's how you can prepare. Here's how you can do this. Or if you start seeing these warning flags of things we've talked about, okay, I need to really hunker down or dig down in here. Different things. I really hope that the next 10 episodes, this really helps more people and that the engagement is relatable, relational, helpful content and not just us yapping at people for 45 minutes to an hour about what we think is important. But we really want this to grow into an engaged community where, hey, if you are dealing with something, let us know and we get on and we do a whole episode that caters to your question or your struggle. And maybe we do an episode where we tackle 4 or 5 different things.
I would honestly love to even have people on that aren't I'm not trying to have like big name creatives on here. Like if you're a random person that is just trying to do this and struggling with stuff, or you just want to talk about some stuff, or maybe you have insight that we don't have, like we want to have anybody and everybody on here to like be able to talk about the process of being a creative, being an entrepreneur, what that looks like, because everybody's journey is so different. Ours has been harder. And some people maybe haven't had it so hard. And it's why we took last week to talk about a good thing, and a win, because I mean, that's really why we want this to be so community based, is because we want to engage everyone in that conversation and just see what comes of it. Like let people know you're not alone. Yeah, we're all doing this. Okay, good answer, babe. I'm sorry I made you emotional.
Well, it happens. I had one question that I wanted to ask you. Okay, so this one isn't, I think this is honestly kind of perfect to land on and leave all of this fun that we've had. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you.
I'm going to try not to cry. Thank you.
We're just real, guys. What is your personal definition of success?
Oh man. I think a few years ago I would have said something incredibly vapid, honestly. Peace.
Yeah.
I think that's my answer. I think the success that we feel right now has come with so much peace. And if it's chaotic and if it's complicated and if it's not, if it's hard, that's hard is okay, but like
life
if
is
it's
hard,
complicated and it feels uneasy, it doesn't feel right. Like I have no interest in it, and I feel like we are living in a season where we're the most successful we've ever been. And it hasn't necessarily related to finances at all. It has been peace in our work, in our family, in our relationships, in our ministry. Like there has been so much peace in this season. It feels like the most success we've ever had. So
that's good.
Yeah. Thanks.
That's good. Well,
all right.
This was fun. This was fun. This was something I think we should do every once in a blue moon.
Maybe we'll do it on the 20th episode.
Maybe we'll poll you guys and get some questions of things that you want to know or have questions about, or maybe some of the things that you're going through we can touch on and answer how we deal with that. Maybe we have a troubleshooting episode. That could be fun.
I don't even know what that means, but it sounds fun.
This is my problem, and we kind of talk through it.
Work through it, yeah.
That actually could be a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
Okay. We'll ID it on
in
that.
the next 10 episodes, we'll try and gather some of those.
So,
thanks for listening, guys.
We'll go rock the next week. Everybody else, have an amazing week. Do what you do it with confidence, and
laugh a little this week.
Hopefully this makes you laugh a little.
Made us laugh. I wasn't expecting this to be so funny. I was actually crying laughing at one point. Okay.
Well, have an amazing week. We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.